You won't always feel like IT, but do IT anyway. Let's be real. There will be days you wake up tired, days you don't want to move, days where your body screams rest, and your mind whispers, skip today. But that's exactly when you need to show up. Motivation won't always be there. It fades, it dies, it lies. But discipline stays. Discipline is built through resistance. When you force yourself to train, when your mind says no, you take back control. You separate yourself from the weak. You create the version of yourself that no one can break, because greatness doesn't come from what's easy. It's built in the moments when you didn't want to do it, but you did it anyway. Every rep you push through pain, every drop of sweat that burns your eyes, that's progress, that's growth, that's you rewriting who you are. So stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting for motivation. You won't always want to do it, but you have to do it. Force yourself. That's how you win. Comfort is a trap. Escape IT every day. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. It's soft, it's safe, it whispers, you've done enough, but that voice is lying to you. Because every time you choose comfort, you trade potential for pleasure. You trade strength for softness. If you want to grow physically, mentally, spiritually, you must be willing to suffer a little. You must be willing to step into discomfort daily. That pain you feel in your last reps, that burning that makes you want to stop, that's your limit trying to hold you down. Don't let it. You've got to push past it. You've got to make pain your ally. You've got to remind yourself comfort is temporary, but pride lasts forever. Don't let comfort steal your greatness. Force yourself to suffer now, so you can live strong later. Your mind is your strongest muscle. Everyone wants to build the body, few want to build the mind. But understand this, your body stops where your mind gives up. The strongest people in the world aren't just physically built, they're mentally unbreakable. They've trained their minds to keep going when everything hurts, when the world says stop, when the odds are stacked. When you're in the gym, you're not just training muscles, you're training focus, willpower, patience, endurance. You're building habits that carry into every part of your life. Force your mind to stay in the fight. When it says, I can't, you say, watch me. When it says enough, you say, one more rep. That's how champions are made. Not by genetics, not by luck, but by mental strength forged through pain. Nobody's coming to save you. Stop waiting for support. Stop waiting for someone to push you, because the truth is no one's coming. This is your dream, your body, your fight. Nobody else feels the pain in your muscles. Nobody else lives with your regrets. If you want it, you've got to get it yourself. If you want to change, you've got to move now. Because nobody's going to give you the body, the confidence, the power. You've got to earn it. You owe it to yourself to be your own motivation. Be the voice that says, get up. Be the one who pushes through the noise, through the doubt, through the weakness. Force yourself because nobody else will. Turn your pain into purpose. Pain isn't punishment, it's instruction. It teaches you who you are. It shows you your limits, and then it dares you to break them. Every time life knocks you down, it's testing your spirit. Will you quit, or will you rise stronger, hungrier, more dangerous than before? Use your pain as power. Every scar, every failure, every ounce of struggle, it's fuel. Fuel that builds muscle, focus, and heart. So when you feel the pain, don't run. Smile, because that's the moment you grow. That's the moment you evolve. Discipline will take you where motivation can't. Motivation fades. Discipline is what gets you through when your feelings don't. Anyone can train when they're hyped, but only the strong train when they're empty. Only the disciplined grind when no one's watching. Discipline means you show up regardless, tired, sore, broken, drained. Because you made a promise to yourself and you refuse to break it, and every time you keep that promise, you get stronger, you build self-respect, you earn pride. That's what makes the difference between the average and the elite. The weak rely on feeling, the strong rely on discipline. Force yourself to stay consistent, that's the real flex. The fight is worth it. You started this for a reason. Remember it when you're tired. Remember it when you're sore. Remember it when your mind screams stop. Because every rep is a reminder you're not who you used to be. You're becoming something better, something sharper, something unbreakable. The fight is hard, but it's worth it. You'll thank yourself one day for every drop of sweat, for every day you didn't quit. Force yourself and watch your world change, because at the end of it all, it's not the body you build, it's the spirit you forge. At the end of the day, this is what it all comes down to you. Not your trainer, not your genetics, not your motivation. You're the only one standing between who you are and who you want to become, and the gap between those two versions of you, it's called discipline. You can talk about your goals all you want. You can dream, plan, write, visualize, but if you don't act, if you don't move, if you don't force yourself to do it, none of it matters. The gym will not care about your excuses. The weights will not move themselves. The progress will not happen on its own. You have to show up when it hurts. You have to show up when you're tired. You have to show up when your mind says, not today. Because every time you do, you're building something deeper than muscle, you're building character. You're proving to yourself that you're not controlled by comfort. You're not driven by moods, you're powered by purpose. That's what separates the ones who wish from the ones who win. The winners don't wait to feel ready, they force themselves into action. They show up when it's dark, when it's quiet, when nobody's clapping. And one day, they look in the mirror and realize, all those times they pushed through, when no one believed, that's what built them. All those mornings they trained alone, that's what made them unstoppable. All those days they said, I'll do it anyway, that's what turned them into machines. So when you feel that resistance, when that voice in your head says skip it, remember this, that's the moment champions are born. That's the moment warriors are made. That's the moment when you either give in or you level up. And you, right now, you have a choice. You can be average or you can be unstoppable. You can let weakness win or you can crush it under your feet. Because success doesn't belong to the lucky, it belongs to the relentless. The ones who show up no matter what. The ones who don't wait for the perfect day, they make it one. So the next time your body says stop, whisper back, no, I'm not done yet. Force yourself until it becomes habit. Force yourself until it becomes discipline. Force yourself until it becomes who you are. And when it does, you won't need motivation anymore because you'll have become the kind of person who does it anyway. No excuses, no waiting, no fear, just you and the grind that made you powerful. Force yourself to do IT every single day.